Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Let's Keep It a Buck podcast. The only podcast in which we definitely do things new every single time, man. I got the guys here with me. I don't know what else to say. B-Souls, how you doing today?
Another great day in the office, man. Another surreal feeling. We're here, man.
I agree. Sage, how you doing today?
Unironically, a combination of great and terrible. Like, I've been up since 4 a.m., tried to sleep from 7 to 12, didn't go well. And then ever since then, this is my first time I've been on my phone all day. I've been streaming, recording, pushing weight, and now I'm recording / streaming again. I am exhausted. But
damn.
All right, Franklin.
But he did nothing wrong. But it's like, no, I'm playing. But all aside, man, I mean, everything's paying off though. So I'm very happy with the progress that was made today. And shout out to the artists as well, man. Someone drew me and my boy Carthu. It was a very fantastic drawing. I just cannot find your name right now.
Damo, how you doing today?
Where's his name?
Doing great, man. Great week so far of content being put out and a lot of great things happening. Great stream tonight. Y'all make sure y'all tune into that at 11. We're doing an Ox battle, but with high school basketball mixtapes. May the best mixtape win with a special guest that will be announced before the stream. It's been a great week.
Listen, if you're new to this and you want to be true to this, make sure you hit that join button, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're on Spotify for podcasters or Spotify maybe, leave Q&A answers. I read them. I promise you I do. They're hilarious. And on the audio side, make sure you leave a 5-star review. Listen, man, we're going to get into it. The big three for today, we're going to talk about USA Olympic basketball. That's going to consume pretty much parts 1 and part 2. Why is Jaylen Brown, B-Souls' guy, getting shafted? And then we're also going to talk about these new young players' GOAT and why it should not be Michael Jordan. We're done with the 90s.
Who their coach should be is so crazy.
Before we get just drafted Rick
who the fuck you like? Wrong.
Before we get into it, we got to hear. I can't wait for that sound to come back. All right, here we go. This segment, Hot Take or Hot Ass, is sponsored by nobody. Hot take or hot ass. We determine if the take is a hot take or if it's hot ass. First hot take. LeBron James was voted the best player on the court by his peers during Team USA training camp. Quote, James, the NBA's all-time leading scorer who is months away from starting the 2020 or his 22nd season, was voted the top national team player in camp by like a little straw poll or whatever the case may be. Is that hot take? Is that hot ass? The best player on the USA team is LeBron James.
I mean, I know one player that didn't vote for him, and that was Anthony Edwards. Other than that, maybe it tracks. I mean, I guess that's my GOAT. Why wouldn't he be the best on the team? Shit, hot take. If they saying it, what I'm gonna do? Tell them they wrong?
I mean, I think he primarily got it off of name value and just, you know, like they don't research NBA players as much as like we do. I guess they hoop. So who's the guy that a lot of people think is the GOAT on the team? It's LeBron. So I don't blame him. Do I agree? No. Who's
the best player right now on the team?
EMBIID.
Yeah, right.
If we're talking about like if we're making a list, who would be the highest on that list on that squad? It'll be EMBIID. In terms of who's gonna perform the best in the Olympics, probably not me. That may be Ant. I ain't gonna lie.
But does that therefore disqualify him is the real question. I guess for me this take is like so weird because, and obviously it's usually the most normal conversation in basketball history, but in hindsight, I've been thinking lately on how I view like what the best player in the world is. And is it really like just who is the most productive consistently, or is it, hey man, I got one chance for this one player to win this game or I die? What is the player I'd say? And like in that world, I mean, I can see the LeBron argument, Ant said he the first option though, and I can't really. Nigga might have been right. I'm gonna go ahead and say he's still wrong, but it's still not Bron. I'm gonna go ahead and side with hot ass, but to be honest, it's not even hot ass. Like you can argue LeBron. I probably would lean towards more like a Curry maybe, or who else is on that fucking team? Joel maybe.
That's the problem right there.
I'm probably going Curry though, to be honest.
I think what you're saying though is right though. Like people, especially the players, the way that they view best player in the world. I ain't gonna lie, I lined up with him. I don't care about all this 20 and 10 nights. None of that shit matters. Is this guy him or is he not him? Nim. And for a lot of people, that's still LeBron James. So I don't think it's too much of a hot take. Or I don't think it's hot ass.
Yeah, it's not hot ass. You could just disagree type shit. Not to be corny, because the whole point of the segment is to die on one hill.
I might agree.
I mean, if you gotta think about it, you look at guys like a guy like Tatum came in the league at 2018. When he came in the league, everyone around him said, "Hey man, you lucky you don't gotta deal with this too much longer." It is about to be 2025, and he still has to deal with the fact that LeBron James could still be the best player on the court any night they step on the court together.
Exactly.
That's kind of Kevin Durant spent his entire career behind this nigga. It is entirely fair to say a lot of these guys will get on that court and be like, nah, that nigga still, he's 40 and he's still like competing better than us, with us, around our level. Like that nigga gotta be the best.
I mean, we did make a list recently. I don't know when it's gonna be up. And the only guy that literally is not on the same tier is Embiid. But everyone else that you would throw in the conversation of who's the best player on Team USA, we did say they are on the same tier. So
no, Tatum,
KD,
right?
Curry,
Tatum. Yeah.
No, Tatum was in that tier below. We decided on that.
That's what I thought you was. Okay, never mind. You're right.
Yeah.
Let's get into some news with Sage's friend. We're a little bit late on this because they've already found a replacement for our guy, but Kawhi Leonard has been replaced in the Olympics due to knee injury. I mean, just as Sage says, one hit a quitter TKO. Is that surprising to anybody?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Now, the question has been arised by Sage's friend, Stephen A. Smith. Should he have even played? Should he have even played in the game?
No, he shouldn't have went. It was a waste of time for him to go.
Remember how excited he was when they came to him in Grand Hill and them put him on Team USA? Do you know how many games you've missed to be talking about playing? It hurt.
It's lagging.
How is it lagging?
BALMER, I will use every means at my disposal to make sure this man ain't on Team USA. For one reason and one reason only. I don't trust that you're going to leave healthy. I promise you. You tell me right now, if I said to you, UD, Eminem, you got to bet me your check that this man going to play this summer and he going to be healthy for the season. None of y'all are taking that bet. You know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. You're not taking that bet. You're not doing it. And so if you know that, it's like, I understand nostalgia, the patriotism, the international competition. I get it. Damn, bro, you keep signing these extensions. You're never around when it really, really counts.
That's a little glazed, though. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, it's one of the moments where everybody gonna put knives to his head. And Stephen A. got a lot of L's this season. Hell, in the past couple years. But this one, I mean, he ain't wrong. Like nobody would take that hypothetical bet. It probably wasn't a good idea to if Kawhi Leonard was my team's best player, I wouldn't want to hear that he's playing in the summer because he might get hurt. He ain't wrong. It's just like at this point with Kawhi, because the Clippers already fell off. Well, some people think they're going to get better. One of them are on the stage actually, but for the most part. It's just sad with Kawhi, bro. But I honestly don't even disagree with him. I'm gonna go hot take.
Who up here? Somebody up here think they're gonna get better? That nigga's an idiot. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
That's dumb as fuck.
I kind of spoke a little too early because I wasn't expecting that clip. That's my fault. But that nigga shouldn't have been over there. What the hell? It was irresponsible for him to even accept that jersey, knowing He ain't got no knees. This is crazy. Your knees have been degenerative for 8 years now. You finished this season hurt. You were hurt in the playoffs, and I'm expecting you to go over here and compete on the world stage where they play more physical? Yeah, nah, buddy. You were forsaken at birth.
I think Kawhi Leonard wants to play though. That's my only thing. And he just gave it a shot and it didn't pan out. And I think that's been a story of his career. Is I never want to blame Kawhi, and I'm at a point where it's just it's unfortunate. Like it's unfortunate how his career has panned out. So.
I don't like when people question if he wants to play. That's the one thing that I give Kawhi. If my knee fucked up, dog, my knee fucked up. I like that he stands on that, but at the end of the day, results. As Damo said, I wouldn't send that nigga over there. And then as what apparently happened, I'm not shocked that he's no longer playing. Nothing surprises me there. But I just think that's saying that he don't like basketball because I've seen that phone around there. Nah, he's weak as shit.
Yeah, I just want to echo that. I tweeted that out the day that it happened. Like, we're too aggressive, and maybe I am becoming an old head. Maybe I do want to get away from some of the just toxicity on the internet, but like, he wants to participate. He wants to compete, because we know also what he would be doing if he was out there being competitive. I'm trying to think of guys who were plagued with injury, and this is no discredit to them, but Kawhi Leonard is like truly the first time in my life where I've been like, yo, if he was out there, the landscape of the league would look different. And I'm not saying there would be like 2-3 titles more that Kawhi would have, but like we're looking at a legit when Derrick Rose, and I might have to think about it a little bit harder, but I'll just say it. When Derrick Rose was going through injury stuff and people were trying to tell me like, oh man, if he was out there, he'd still be the best point guard in the league. And I'm like, man, Curry is right here. When T-Mac was going through it, I was like, yeah, he still had playoff stuff going on. I just don't see it in T-Mac. But for Kawhi Leonard, I mean, I've seen what he can do when healthy. Truly, like smack the Warriors, take on the East by yourself. And I'm not talking about the Warriors without Curry. I'm talking about when he was on San Antonio and then Zaza Pachulia went under his ankle. They were giving it to the Warriors. People forget about that. Give it to LeBron James. Like that's who we're talking about right now. And I feel really bad for that. And this is like this shit. It was the most ironic conversation to possibly have because literally yesterday, as I'm simming the 2K shit for Souls and Sage, I'm watching my other friends in the share screen do their little league or whatever, and Kawhi was the subtopic. And one dude, I don't know how the conversation got here, but it was something around like KD being like a top 3 small forward of all time or something. Or no, it was something around how there is no feasible argument to a couple of people in the party that Kawhi could be even remotely considered top 3 all time. And I was like, I mean, you could make the argument. It's just obviously in a results-oriented, resume-ass standpoint of like greatness, you can also make the argument that he's not. But the idea that like nowadays, and y'all got me defending Kawhi Leonard today, but the idea that like nobody, like you couldn't even fathom that Kawhi is top 3 small forward or would have went down as like top 15 or whatever. I ain't gonna lie. The dude went to the Clippers and I had to turn heel on him. But reality is, if the brother can play, Kawhi's damn good. I ain't gonna lie. Kawhi was like really damn good. Really good.
Because the uniqueness about his injuries is the timeliness. Like he hasn't had a career-altering injury. There may be some natural regression there because of his age, but it's the fact that a lot of times outside of maybe this year, like he is busting people's ass and then just gets like he gets injured at the last 2 games and now he's not there.
Yeah, if it was in the reverse, and I know Damo might want to say something. If it was in the reverse, we wouldn't be having these conversations. Like if he was injured at the beginning of the season and then at the end
he was just there, like we wouldn't be talking about it.
We would not be talking about this
because he'd low-key get hold, because then we'd be like, well, you're still healthy by the postseason, even though he wouldn't be fully 100%. You may think he'd get hold, but it's the idea that he'll literally get hurt in game 4 or like before game 4, and it's like, what the fuck?
Shit, he'll play game 3 hurt.
I'm about to say he'll play game 3 hurt, and he'll be walking to the back. He'll get that clip after the game of him limping to the back, and it's like, oh no way, Woj bomb. Kawhi is out game 4. God damn, he just dropped 40. Like,
I was just trying to say that. Mind you, we're watching this game and it's like, damn, this thing going crazy. And then you see they don't show it on ESPN for whatever reason. He's holding his quad, and then he kind of just goes to the back or whatever, and it's like, oh shit, it's crazy. I do have his replacement, Derek White of the Boston Celtics. They lose a forward, they get a guard. It's off the championship team, but a lot of people were noticing that it wasn't the Finals MVP. I have a stat of the day. Since 1982, when players could now compete in the Olympics, we're talking about pros, only 3 Finals MVPs have not made the Olympic team. Cedric Maxwell, Isaiah Thomas, and Jaylen Brown. Speaking of Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. wants to spin the block on these comments because Jaylen Brown was, on the timeline, rightfully so, questioning the decisions of the Olympic Committee and why, he wouldn't make it. Jaylen Brown added Nike and said, what is we doing? And he put some magnifying glasses up. Stephen A. Smith said, do y'all believe me now? Yo, at Jaylen Brown, do I need to reveal my sources now? Is it not obvious now? How in the hell is a $300 million man, now a champion, and an NBA Finals MVP, who's clearly a top 2 player in the world, on the Celtics, and a top 15 player in the world, not chosen for Team USA because his teammate, not named Tatum, is selected before him? Come on, y'all. Now, just to give a little bit more backstory, one, there are already 3 Celtics on the roster. Derek, and this is Derek White now, Drew Holiday, and Jason Tatum. And as a reminder, Stephen A. Smith has some choice words about Jaylen Brown being marketable just a few months ago that he got pressed for.
I would like to hear
underrated.
the context of.
It's that he's just not liked because of his quote, "I am better than you" attitude. He knows it. It's the same reason he is not as marketable as he should be. That's what an NBA source just sent me. I don't know that to be.
Those are 2 different statements then.
I mean,
that shit gotta be so.
Just real quick, because the thing that we just played, it was on some. The reason why Jaylen Brown is not marketable is because he has an ego, and the fact that he's better than you. What everyone has been alluding to this week is not an ego problem with Jaylen Brown. It's some comments he made about Nike a couple years ago.
Yeah,
it's not him having this like that. Nah, if that's the gotcha card, you just put your own clip out of context. That's crazy, bro. You bringing up your own clip out of context is insane. There have been conversations on the timeline about there is actually basketball reasons as to why Team USA should bring on Derek White instead of Jaylen Brown, because Derek White's a better 3-and-D player. They need more role players than shot creators. But I was just looking at their bench, assuming what their starting lineup should be. They're missing a 2-way wing with length and size. They're not missing playmaking. They're not missing 3-point shooting. They're not missing a big man presence. I feel like if there's anything they're missing off the bench, it is exactly that. And if it wasn't Jaylen Brown, I feel like Pablo should have got that spot before Derek White. But
wouldn't Jason Tatum be that player you're talking about? The 2-way wing coming off the bench?
Well, I have him starting. I don't know.
Oh, you have him starting.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's the starting lineup you have? My fault.
Curry, Embiid, BRON, Tatum, and
oh, you have KD off the bench. Okay. For me, the whole Jaylen Brown thing, I mean, I don't think he deserved to be over there. What the hell? I think they made the right decision. I'm gonna be super honest with you. Because he's Finals MVP, he deserves it? No. Nigga, you're boring. Let's be real. You're boring, buddy. You're boring. Nigga, you don't play 2K. You're not on social media for real. You hoop and read books, and I'm not saying that's bad. Nigga, we're gonna pick a guy that and Souls really said the real
Derek
reason.
White's the not boring guy.
Hey man, when he
Does
cut
Derek
that,
might have more
when he
aura
cut
than
that I ain't gonna lie, that ball head glistens, man. More
All
aura.
right,
I'm
bro.
just saying. When that ball head start when that ball head start glistening, is that Derek White or Jordan on the defensive end? I don't know.
If my soundboard was right in front of me, Damo,
Oh my
you
god.
triggered my trap.
Oh, here we go.
Jesus. Anywho. Oh man. Oh, now I'm about to get phase banked. I can't finish. All right.
Now I know Mr.
Hey.
I know Mr. Market Superstars wouldn't want to send the final MVP overseas to possibly, and this could be some conspiracy theory shit for real, to send him overseas to have the possibility of winning a gold medal, to say, hey, this is another feather in the cap of a Jaylen Brown. This could be the start of something monumentous. If the Celtics go out and win 2-3 more titles, he could have in 3 years Jaylen Brown won 2 titles or 3 titles, 2 finals MVPs, and a gold medal. These are the ways that people make these stories, right? But so taking away that opportunity for him to even have the chance to get it, like, damn, we being that crazy? Like, we doing it like that now? I thought we wanted to market our superstars. I just thought, I'm just going by what you said, Damo.
Oh, is
still wouldn't be.
I'm gonna say, is Jaylen Brown? Jaylen Brown's one of the superstars in the NBA. I didn't know that.
Oh shit! He made the other funny one. I thought he was gonna go.
I didn't know.
Superstar.
No, I'm not gonna say that because that's crazy. But hey, they are marketing their superstars, and now they're bringing more role players because they have damn near all the superstars that want to be there. Like, I don't know. I mean, like I was saying before, it seems like they made a fit pick versus the big names, and even to that point, I would still agree with Souls. I feel like Apollo probably deserves it more than anybody. I would like Paolo better than Derek White. Are there better names? Yeah. Are any of those better names Jaylen Brown? To me, no. Because the last time Jaylen Brown had a Team USA jersey on, you know what happened? We lost to Nigeria. So I'm okay with it. I'm honestly okay. Was that not the one in 2020? It was an exhibition.
Did we lose to Nigerian?
It was an exhibition game. We lost the exhibition game to Nigeria, yeah.
Damn. I mean, for me, it's always going to be a little like, damn, the Finals MVP on the championship team, obviously, because that's how Finals MVPs work. One of the higher respected wings in the league, at least until this conversation, LOL. You would think he would get the spot, but I mean, I'm gonna just be straightforward. If he talked about Nike, I don't know if that helps or harms Stephen A's argument. I don't really care about that argument outside of saying hot take or hot ass. But if he diss Nike, and then you can honestly argue someone else belongs there, whether it's you want to show off young talent, whether it's you want to have a fit pick or a mixture of both, I'm not surprised that he didn't get on the team. It's just like, damn, especially when every day we're arguing Tatum or Brown, and then now every Celtic but Brown there. Tough.
Well, let me ask y'all this: what do y'all think is the reason why he didn't get picked? Not like who should have got picked. Is it for pure basketball reasons or is it politics? Oh
no, it's politics about basketball reasons. It's the fact that nobody actually respects Jaylen Brown. Let's be real. In the basketball world does not respect Jaylen Brown. He's a guy that this past summer we had all the Michael Jeffrey no lefty Brown hate comments all summer. All summer we talked about how they need to trade this man. He can't go left, this, that, and the third. He doubles down and wins Finals MVP, brings the Celtics a championship, and now he's not added to the Team USA team. And I'm not going to lie to you, the only people that seem to be upset are Jaylen Brown fans, because I'm not upset. Souls, I'm not. Well, Souls, you might be upset.
I'm a little
Sage, are you upset?
I don't care about Jaylen.
Omar, are you upset about it?
I think it's hypocritical. I don't know what you define as upset, but
it's hypocritical. Yeah, that's true.
It's typical for the NBA because out of those 3 names that I named about the Finals MVP, the pattern with 2 of them, there's some political nonsense that kept them out that potentially has something to deal with Nike, and I'm alluding to Isaiah Thomas in that conversation. I would just add, because I want to read some of Grant Hill's words to kind of push home the Nike point. B-Souls, you got Jaylen Brown as a top what player in the NBA? Right now, just off the top of your head.
20, 25.
Top 20, 25. Okay. Damo?
At least 25. So top 25.
Sage?
I'm probably nicer than y'all. I'll probably say 20.
Okay. Yeah, I think that, I mean, that's just the short end of the stick. I think he represents himself as well, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on those things. It's just nasty when you don't play their games, how they do you. And again, ultimately, if we're talking about, because I still believe that he is a superstar or has the superstar ability or whatever the case may be, but these are the things that could potentially keep him out of these conversations. Yeah, you forced your way into Finals MVP with the play, but we're gonna restrict you as much as possible from getting your name out there. I don't think that gives any. I agree with Bezos though. It doesn't give any validity to the point. I want to read Grant Hill's comments. Grant Hill on Jaylen Brown's insinuation that Nike was involved in leaving him off Olympic rosters. Now, my immediate question: Who asked Grant Hill?
Oh man,
Respectfully,
what the hell was that? No, there is no respect for what the hell was that?
I mean, he is there, isn't he? On the staff, he's on the coaching staff, right?
I just feel like I feel like when they do stuff like this, and I feel like I know they ask enough people till they can find the clip. Shouts out to Ron. They ask enough. They ask enough people until they can find the clip. So what about the other 90 people? I saw with Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum kind of struggled to get an answer out. That's a different conversation. But think about it like this. If I ask 50 people, is Sage a weirdo to you? And 50 people were like, nah, man, I mean, Sage is a cool guy. 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 I asked that 51st person, yeah, I'm not going to lie. I've seen a video. He's kind of weird. Boom, headline. People think that Sage is weird. That's what this is giving. But let me read it. I've talked enough. Grant Hill says, for a good portion of my career, I wore Fila's. This is about putting together a team that complements each other, a team that fits.
That's it. I mean,
oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't have the roster to memory right now, but I guess my one argument for the fit pick thing is hypothetically speaking, wouldn't you like draft him earlier? Like versus later? Like, isn't that kind of like obtusely ignoring what the point is? But I mean, that's not the reality we live in. I guess what I'm trying to say is Jaylen Brown should have been on the team, and you would have had someone like not Ant, but because that's like old, like someone like who the fuck, like Drew Holiday would have been like, do we go star player or fit pick type shit instead? But it is what it is.
They're saying Kyrie got hold for the same reasons too. I saw that.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, the real reason, I don't know the validity of it because I don't know what he said, but if he did some shit to diss Nike, that's the reason. I don't even know.
Yeah, that would really answer it. I mean, I seen him tweet out at Nike, this is what we're really doing. So right then I was like, okay, well, Nike got something to do with this because he upset with them.
And he specifically said too, like, when has Nike cared about ethics?
Because that
is like a
Phil
crazy.
Knight. I think Phil Knight had said something, and then Nike had said something about ethics. Like there was an article, and he quote tweeted that. I do want to say before we get off this, I do think it's interesting that he talks about fit when it comes to team. When in true reality, it's a tryout. It should be as posed as an open tryout. You just invite a bunch of people, and then they come, they try out, and you see how they fit. Because you don't know. These are all superstars that have different systems run around them and different teams. But this team that a lot of people are heralding as the new iteration of what basketball should be, the Boston Celtics from this year, you get 3 of the guys. The only reason why you don't have 2 of the other, 7 that are important is because they're not from America, right? You can't get Al Horford, you can't get KP. So I would think if you were talking about really getting fit, I would start with the 4 guys that are already on a team together, or at least give him the opportunity to try out.
Even Peyton Pritchard made the select team, man. Like, whole squad was there outside of fucking Jaylen Brown.
He was at home with Kaiser.
Oh, that's Al Horford.
You weren't even at the try. I didn't know that. Yeah, this ain't no conversation.
I mean, well, I would say for this one, there wasn't no trial because this was politics dating back to last year when niggas lost and we were, oh man, are they really the world champs? Conversations. That's when LeBron and Curry planted the seeds last summer that hey man, we about to put this team together ourselves. So this is already unlike many other Olympic years in terms of the way they went about it. Even Kyrie said that's why he's not participating, because usually you go about it how Omar said. They bring everybody out, we hoop, we try out, we earn our spots. But this year, Bron, KD, Steph, really Bron was the first one. And we know how the name of the game goes in the NBA. If Bron wants some shit done, them niggas gonna fall in line. You heard it with the bubble. Hey, is Bron going? If Bron go, we'll go. So niggas is just gonna fall in line with Bron.
I can't say that. And mind you, I'll say this. I think Kyrie removed his name, and that's what like Enrique did on the women's side. She was just like, I'm not even finna deal with all that politics shit. I'm gonna remove my name. I think Kyrie removed his name. I just find it. Jaylen Brown didn't remove his name for any of it. Never been on a select team or anything like that.
He was on the last Olympic roster.
On the select team for this one is what I'm saying. Like,
okay. I thought you meant in general. My fault. Go ahead.
No. Any iteration of the select team, like Biso said, they started reaching deep down in the depths of like, yo, this is a great team. Like, we really recognize it. Peyton, let's come up here. All right, bro. I know.
But isn't a select team about the young talent though? Like that's what the select team genuinely is, right? It's young talent.
How old is Peyton Pritchard?
Under 25?
Is he?
He's 25 or under. He's 25 or under.
I thought the select team was a scrimmage team. Just
no, the select team is typically the younger guy. It's typically younger guys.
I see Cooper Flag on there. That's all I know. Big Flag.
Peyton's
the main event.
Peyton's 26.
Peyton's 26, yeah, and Jaylen Brown is like 27.
27.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was that damn old. Damn, Peyton.
He looked like Chris Herron in the face. He looked like Chris Herron in the face, gang. He looked like Jay Will currently in the face. Like
Langston Galloway was on the select team.
Damo, come on.
Was he on the select team? My fault. I didn't know Langston Galloway was on the damn select team.
Langston Galloway a bucket though.
Langston Galloway was born in 91. We done with the 90s.
I'm not gonna lie though, if I'm a star though, knowing that the select team is a bunch of either role players or really young guys, if I'm Jaylen Brown and they're asking me to be on the select team but not Team USA,
I'm gonna say no.
Hey, I'm staying home. Okay.
The fuck?
Now y'all think I'm sweet, huh? I'm
Langston
good,
Galloway? Nigga, what?
I'm good, bro.
That was sweet. Speaking of another small forward who I guess didn't fit the Team USA roster, or maybe they thought he would go on a podcast and talk about why he did or didn't make it. We got to spin the block on some of these Paul George conversations. Yeah. Damo and I had a conversation based off of people's comments and just the general atmosphere of what happened after Paul George released that clip. I know a lot of people were defending Paul George, saying that we were wrong in the conversation, but a lot has come out since then, and we kind of want to talk about it and just, how the Clippers organization is just doomed based off of just this show, this parade out here. So first, before we address the stuff that was said in the comments, the LA Clippers were surprised by Paul George's outlandish contract demands, given his previous comments about his lesser role and responsibilities on court. Paul George did an interview and stated that Kawhi is the number one. I'm the number two, he said verbally. We can tell, look at their game. We can tell their numbers, whose numbers are better. We can see who's number one and who's number two. The Clippers he believed that, and they tried to use that in their contract negotiations. And I think the Clippers were caught by surprise too when they found out Paul was trying to get what Kawhi got and then trying to get even more than Kawhi got with the fourth year. This is also followed up by a story, again, how the Clippers have also demonstrated their loyalty to Paul George and just loved him. This is about the bubble, if I'm not mistaken. This is Montrezl Harrell iteration of the Clippers. Montrez, I get back, we're basically in the playoffs, fast forward, and we're in the middle of a game versus Denver. We set up a play, everybody says they're switching 1 through 5 type shit. Everybody knows the coverage. Then in the game, situation comes. It's in the pick and roll with PG, Jamal, Murray, Jokic, and me. Screen comes, I yell, switch. We switch it. He still fights over the screen. Jokic slips down the middle of the lane, boom, shoots it and gets the point. Doc calls a timeout just like that. On the way over to the huddle, I said, bro, that's a switch, P. He's like, no, I thought. And I'm like, bro, ain't no I thought. I said it's a switch, bro. Everybody in the shit knows the coverage but you. He was like, hey, who are you talking to? He says, all right, with that in mind, I told P right then and there, in front of coaches and everybody, I will knock you the fuck out.
Oh wow. Okay.
Bro, you're tripping. You was wrong. Bro, you're wrong. I can look back on that now and realize I went too far in the heat of the moment. I realized this is a business and can't talk like that to a star player.
We're tripping.
But when they're going through grief and you only see what's in front of you, and it was just a bad call from there. We lost in the second round to Denver in 7 games. The next summer, the Clippers sent me a text message saying, like, thank you for everything you did for us, but we're going to go in a different direction.
Damn.
A text? They ain't like
That's
you, gang.
crazy. Yeah, they didn't even invite your ass to the front office. Not one last. Damn. Not even like a scam contract. Dang.
This
They didn't
comes
even call you? My
no,
fault.
they didn't call. This comes off the heels of like the conversation that we had about Paul George. I'm pretty sure everybody's been seeing him get cooked. I want Damo to address specifically first the whole conversation about people saying, well, you know, Blake Griffin, he got shafted by the Clippers, you know, so Paul George had to get a no trade clause. He had to.
Especially after the space we had today talking about this. Even I was 10 toes. I wish I had one more foot so I could be 15 toes down on me talking about Super Tobias Harris. He re-upped with the Clippers while being a Clipper already. 2020 he signs a contract. Do y'all think he put a no trade clause in that contract? No, he didn't. If it's about security, and I don't want to steal Omar's talking point, but if it's about security, you would have had a no trade clause when you re-up with them in 2020. Blake Griffin got shafted in what? 2018, 2017, 2018, 2019? He got shafted before you got there. When you re-up, you already knew how this organization treated their star players. So if security is on the mind, you would have been asked for a no trade clause. Hell, if you were so worried about security, you wouldn't have asked them to give you exactly what Kawhi got. You would have asked them for a no trade clause from the beginning. The fact that he went from 2 for 60, which we can all say, hey, that's not fair to P. Cool. Eventually, they give him what Kawhi gets, and he turns that down. Now, at no point in his explanation did he discuss outside of him, and again, I was doing analysis the first time we talked about this. Outside of him acknowledging he had a healthy regular season and was the most efficient season he's had, at no point did he address a change of feeling about wanting what Kawhi got. His explanation was, I want what Kawhi got. So when given the opportunity to sign a contract that Kawhi got, you asked for more. Yes, a no trade clause, which I didn't know only 10 players in the history of the NBA got. I didn't even know that.
Including Luke Cornett? Oh my God.
Big Luke.
The Cornett contest, baby. I didn't know that little people only got no trade clauses, and you asked for one. Kawhi doesn't even have one. So the no trade clause itself is asking for more than Kawhi, which if you announce that he's the 1 and you're the 2, really you're the 4, but you're the 2. If the Clippers organized this and operated this like he's the 1 and you're the 2, where was the change in heart of wanting what Kawhi got is my question. Because people tried to cook in the comments. I just want the facts. And before anybody tells me, because we had a Clipper fan up there, shout out Tom, oh, but when playoff time comes, he's there, Kawhi is not. That's fine. I didn't know Paul George was just a role player, because the last time I checked, and y'all can fact check me, the only players that get a pay bump for playoff performances, finals performances, are role players. Star players are paid based off of their regular season accolades and what they bring in terms of the incentives. When they're negotiating contracts, their incentives are not playoff based. There are no playoff incentives in niggas' contracts. When they sign these 4-year, 4 for 212, but it could be 259, when incentives, if he makes 3 first teams or 3 all teams and a defensive team and all-star and this, that, all that is regular season stuff. So star players are paid based off the regular season, not the playoffs. You got it, Omar.
No, the only thing that I have, and this can open up the floor to conversation, but there's also some more clips about how trash this situation has been. A lot of people talked about the health of Kawhi Leonard and stuff like that, and that's the reason why there's a difference. 34 or 36 is the difference between the regular season games played between Kawhi Leonard and Paul George in their tenure in Los Angeles. If you allow other people to talk about it, they'll act as if it's 105, right? It's not. 10 is the difference in playoff games between Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. If you ask people about it, they act like it's 40 billion. And then another thing is, and this is from what I understand to be Kawhi Leonard's contract, Kawhi Leonard has a baked-in false but real no-trade clause where essentially the Clippers have to pay him like $10 million or $15 million.
Is it a trade kicker?
Something like they have to pay out that, which de-incentivizes. So there's another way to go about it without the almighty trade clause. Sure, they could still trade you, but it's also 2024, gang. People trade you where you wanted to go. And based off of your little track record, you've been getting the places that you want to go after the trade or when it's time to trade. You got a chance to go to OKC. You got a chance to go to LA when you wanted to. And now you're getting a chance to go to Philadelphia, but you signed in free agency. We're not the only ones disgruntled, though, because Brandon Jennings and Rashard McCants murked him.
I'll take that money right there.
But throw this in.
But no trade clause. That's a no? Okay, then give me 4-year, 212. And you can trade me wherever you want.
And that's a no, because that wasn't on the table to begin with.
Okay,
so you're changing the terms based on you asking to get what Kawhi got.
Yeah, that's 3 years.
And then you want something that he didn't get.
Yes.
No.
So, or go give me just my 4 years.
Or you can take your ass to Philly.
Right.
Okay, so I took 212.
They was cool with that.
Yes, and we're cool with that. Goodbye.
They didn't want to give him that based on the terms of him asking, give me what Kawhi got.
Yeah. No, give me what Kawhi got, but I want no trade clause.
And that's different. That's a whole different contract.
Okay, well, go get your
right, yeah, so you can't say the organization ain't loyal and all this other shit when you say, this, I want this, or give me this, and they say, we can't give you this, and we're not going to give you this. So now you have to say, well, somebody else is going to give me that over here.
Then I'm going
to go over here, but I no longer...
They were banking on that he was going to just stay home. It didn't work.
Take the same deal Kawhi got. That's what we was banking on, because that's what you asked for.
They thought it was a slap in the face, the fact that he even asked for that. That's what it was. Then you want to ask me for 212. Man, go on.
Remember what he said? They started
I'm telling you, it was a slap in the face.
For the 2 year...
2 for 60.
2 for 60. He's like, yo, you slapping me in the face right now. Right?
And that was coming off of 2023. He didn't play in the playoffs.
Numbers game type shit.
Missed
right? So then he gets to 50 a year, 3 year 50, 150.
Yeah.
All right, now we talking. I feel good now. Okay, this is like the Kawhi deal. Give me the same deal and we good, but throw this in there. Nah, fuck that. We done came too far already. We started here at fucking 2 year 60, nigga. We at 3 year 150. You want more?
Bro, listen, he got his money, congratulations. But that no trade clause stuff for some of these players, they got to stop asking for that.
So, Brandon, to your point, according to The Athletic, only 10 NBA players
they gave Bradley Beal
had a true no trade clause. I'll read those.
They gave Bradley no trade?
Yes. So, Bill's the last one. But
wow.
You got David.
He's out of there after this. After this season, he's out of there.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm and as an owner, that's a slap in the face. You want me to give you a no trade clause
after that?
Doing shit.
After that? Hell no. Hell no. What did he get, 280?
So
he got 280 something?
So you basically you guys are saying if you was the player, you wouldn't even ask for it.
If I'm not like that, if I'm not a superstar like that, shit. If I ain't like that, I know everybody in the NBA know their status.
You get it? That's
Brad got 5 for 2
doing a whole lot. You're doing a whole lot.
I mean, that's a good point. It does feel like PG still think he's better than what like everyone else thinks he is, though. How is he right in feeling that? I'm PG. I'm him. So.
I mean, he still feel that way. I mean, if that's what keeps him playing at this level where you got to compete against the top 450 players every night and top 450 players in the world, America, whatever you want to say, every night. You got to have that mindset that, hey, I'm the best nigga on the court. I can feel that. I can understand that competitive edge. I still can judge you and call you Super Tobias Harris.
For me, and I said this originally, and you guys used some of the points I had as like a silly argument thing. But let me elaborate on where I personally stand. I agree with you all that Paul George's departure and the reasons why he left are kind of head scratchy to me. I even said initially the idea of like this lack of loyalty or anything is kind of crazy to me. When they basically giving you everything. Now, the only thing that you got cooked for is that Kawhi hasn't been there for you in the postseason. And I'll even go as far as to say I don't like the playoff game metric of only being down 10 games because Kawhi's missed some big time games. But I will say for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, that I think it's kind of like not completely nasty, but it's like, all right, Paul, like this franchise of all the franchises you've been with, the Los Angeles Clippers haven't been loyal to you. Even when you've come out in 4K said that you are the number 2, they, as you admitted, they treated you like the number 1. So, and then they literally do give you the offer. What I really want to die on this hill, and this was almost my hot take of the week today. Yeah, I don't know if we're really doing that or not, but that's the point. I do think a no trade clause is something that a lot of these, whether it's next gen fans or just NBA fans in general, just don't understand how like a big fucking deal that shit is, bro. Like I was like, people were saying I was crashing out over LeBron getting his. No, I wouldn't call it crashing out, but I was damn well upset that a lot of people were acting like it's not a big deal. A no trade clause, get off of 2K. A no trade clause is essentially an asset that you have for whatever reason, could be disgruntled, falling off, age, whatever the case may be. You have this asset, but now that asset controls what you do with it. Like that is very fucking wild. So that's not just like some random LOL kicker to add into a deal. If you ask for something, someone provides you with that exact same thing. To then ask for such a thing like an NTC is crazy. Now, if they didn't want to pay the man the 212, they felt it was out of disrespect, fine. As I originally said, I think this whole thing fell apart because of disrespect. I think Paul George is still mad about 2 years 60, personally. So I think this was just a mutual departing. But ultimately, I just don't like why Paul George has explained why he left. I don't have a problem with him leaving. I really don't. But I don't like the, oh man, they wasn't loyal type of thing that he's kind of pushing.
Let me say this, but you know what's interesting, because I know the reason why he said it the way he said it, and I see that it is working. People keep forgetting when he said 2 years 60, he kept saying like then we ended up somewhere 45 plus 46. What he was referring to was 2 years 90, which is like almost 2 years 90 95 or whatever, which is almost 2 years 100. Like it's not that far off. But the way that he phrased it was intentional because he kind of wanted to sweep that under the rug. Mm-hmm. It's a facade. I want to read these off real quick and then ask Sage a question based off of something Damo said. The 10 players, because Josiah didn't get to name the 10 players. 10 players in history to get the no trade clause. This is in 2023. David Robinson, John Stockton, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett. Is Paul George in any of these categories?
Respectfully, hell no.
Okay.
At this point in his career, hell no.
Actually not at this point.
Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Bradley Beal.
Same response, except for Bradley Beal, maybe Carmelo Anthony. However, as Bezos mentioned, at this point in his career, he's not as valuable as Carmelo Anthony was to his team. I'm not saying he's better than Prime Melo or worse than Prime Melo. That's not the argument. And then Bradley Beal's the obvious outlier here. So
my real question is, because Damo brought it up, superstars get paid based off of regular season performance. We had that conversation with Kurt about how franchises are evaluated. I've watched some videos on, different arenas being built, and the strong thing about season ticket holders and premium seatings. It seems to me, and it seems to Damo as well, that they'd much rather have those superstars be around for the regular season. There's more games. They're trying to get off the concept of, hey, buy these premium seats, because that's the thing that pushes the revenue. That they want people to buy the merch. That's what pushes the revenue. So do you agree? This could be Bezos and Sage. Do you agree that superstars get paid versus in the regular season in their performance, and role players get paid in the offseason based off their performance.
It's a really, really, really weird argument you could make to say yes. I'm gonna still say that the NBA is such a results-oriented thing because I've seen superstars get traded because of postseason performances. I don't know if I've seen directly one-to-one contract negotiations to it, because then I think it's kind of like a trap card thing of the sense of like, well, if they didn't perform in the playoffs, were they really a superstar? Therefore, no. Therefore, they didn't get paid. So I'm still going to say I disagree with the concept, but in terms of being factually correct, you have a really weird argument of like, it's really hard to disagree with it. You have a really weird and yet solid argument.
It's probably 80, at least for superstars, 80-20 regular season, postseason. Because I feel like the regular season is just a way bigger sample size of like who you are as a player. But like some players go into the playoffs, they run into the wrong team, they don't have help, and they maybe just have a bad series. But like a whole 82 games of you averaging 28 points a game, like that's what I'm expecting out of you from the future. But you having a bad series against the Rockets where you put up 23 points a game and your field goal percentage went up by 6. Hell, even if that goes into the Eastern Conference Finals, like we're looking at a maximum of a 21 game sample size. If all 3 series go to 7 games, most of the time it doesn't go there. Compared to, again, in the regular season, we're talking about 82 games. So,
yeah. Damo, what was your supporting evidence for what you were saying? I know you were talking about contract incentives coming out of the regular season for players.
Wait, what you mean?
In the claim that superstars get paid for their regular season performance.
Oh no, I mean that's why they changed the minimum game requirement to 65. That's why all these are like, you could just look at any superstar's contract. You can't name a guy, and when these contracts are broken down, I mean, Shams and Woj does their best job of breaking down what an incentive is, and we know what these incentives are. These players talk about these incentives. We haven't heard any players talk about playoff incentives or having anything dealing with the playoffs to do with their contract negotiations. On top of that, these teams are businesses, and what is going to make you the most money? The regular season, having a star player put butts in seats for 41 games. Sample size, the history of the league. Again, role player, you look across the league recently, KCP, Bruce Brown, role players who got pay bumps because of their roles on championship teams in their roles in the playoffs of being effective basketball players. Even before that, Alex Caruso gets a pay bump because of what he did for the Lakers, and so on and so forth with all the PJ Tucker, and I don't even know what he was making before then, but he landed him a solid contract with the Bucks to where now he has a player option of 11 mil, and all he does is collect shoes now, and he's still getting paid because of his role when he won a championship with the Bucks. Like, role players get pay bumps in the playoffs, not star players. It is like, you can't find a player that's a star, that gets paid like a star, that gets the accolades of a star, that gets paid based off of what they're doing in the playoffs. Tom brought up Jimmy Butler. When Jimmy Butler re-upped in 23, he was coming off of making 3rd team all NBA, 2nd team all defense, 2 All-Stars. The accolades racked up for him, and he was seen as the number 1 player on the Heat. So he got paid like that. It wasn't because he went to the finals in 20. That's not why that happened. In the bubble, he got paid for the bubble finals. Are we serious?
Yeah, and that's why I said what you're saying is technically correct, and it's a. The only reason I call it a weird argument is because you could simply argue, well, star players, of course, don't get a bump. They're already getting the max. So you could argue something like that. However, you're definitely correct when you talk about things like being incentives. We talked about how star players get hoed by the regular season. Klay Thompson is the most infamous one of recent memory for not getting paid because he didn't perform in the regular season, but in the postseason, it's Game 6 Klay. So if anything, that would add more to that point. So like I've been saying, I think you're correct. It's just I think it's a fat ass domino that makes it more absolute rather than something that could potentially be incorrect. I think it's just impossible for you to be incorrect. If you're a star player, they're already going to pay you.
Real quick, Omar, but before you go, I do just want to ask everyone though, is there a form of business where you can raise your price after your asking price has been met. I just don't think you can do that. Like I'm thinking about it like in our realm, bro.
Conversation.
Let's say Prize Picks hit us up, bro. $10,000 for 3 months. Let's just say initially it's like $3,000 and we think it's too low. We say, I bet $10,000 is our price. They go up to 10,000. Imagine if we replied 12,000 and you got us.
Yeah,
like, nah, brother, you said fucking 10,000.
So it would have to be an occupation. I'll let Omar go.
Technically you can.
Yeah.
But this is where Paul George is like, I think wrong in what he did, or is a potential wrong in what he did. So like when I was out there getting a job, like an IRL job, if I came with a counter offer, like, okay, I got the job offer from you guys. This is, y'all have sent me over the employment package, et cetera, et cetera. And then I had other interviews lined up. Even if you met what I wanted in that one, if I was able to produce a counter offer for the same software engineering job, you have the ability to match that offer. Okay, yeah. Because I'm not understanding, or I've got a better understanding of my market value. The problem with Paul George is 4 years, 212 was always out there for you. So it wasn't necessarily about the money when we're talking about getting those things met and matched or whatever the case may be. Again, if security was a big issue for him, he would have asked for a no trade clause from the Sixers, because an organization is an organization. That's what any NBA player will tell you. You could do it after the fact if you don't know your market value, but he knew his market value.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say real quick, because I seen someone in the comments say, didn't Kawhi Leonard get paid based off playoff performance? Kawhi Leonard re-up last year, correct? The 3 for 50, 150 last year, correct?
I believe so.
Okay, the 2 years, so that was last season. The 3 years prior, he missed one season. In the other 2 seasons, he was second team all defense, second team all NBA, all-star, and followed that up by being first team all NBA, second team all defense, and an all-star. And then he missed a year. And then guess what? He re-ups for 3 years, 150. Has nothing to do with what he did in the playoffs, because in those years, which was
play too much in the playoffs.
I say he didn't play too much in the playoffs. We're talking about 20, 21, and 23. 20 he played 20, 21. Okay, he played like shit in 20 and 21. And then 23 he played 2 games. And he balled out in the playoffs, but he always balls out. That's him. But he was paid based off of regular season accolades. That's all. That is what these players are always paid based off of. Anybody that gets a big payout, a max deal, anything like that, look at what accolades they have accumulated. Again, superstar players, the super maxes, not the rookie maxes, not the guys coming off their rookie deals inside the maxes. And even in that case, I think there are a couple guys with all-stars or all NBA rookie teams, or they were top 10 in this, that, and the third. So you can break down the statistics and what that is for guys in their age range, and that could lead to it in the regular season. But for the most part, when guys get these super max deals, it is based off of regular season performance. Hell, if I go look at what Paul George has done since signing his last contract, I'm pretty sure I'm going to find a bunch of regular season accolades to show why he got 4 for 212.
I just think, and before we move on, I want to say this, especially, being a season ticket holder of like the WNBA now and looking at things just through a different lens. I just don't think that people realize how much they push the fuck out of All-Star, all NBA, all WNBA team. As soon as we got our All-Star announced, we have 1 All-Star on the Dream this year. Man, the shirts came out, the flyers came out, the glasses. Tomorrow we play the Las Vegas Aces. They made special glasses because she wears glasses on the team, and they're going to say All-Star. Every single moment in the intro, all this stuff goes out. Now when they market the tickets, hey, you want to buy an individual ticket to see All-Star Alicia Gray? They can't do that if you want to buy an individual ticket for 20 points per game in the playoff, Alicia. Like, it just doesn't work like that unless you go in and win the whole thing. So, hey, another time. Oh, go ahead.
I just wanted to answer Bezos' question. Essentially, you can do that. It's just a matter of if the market is changing drastically, mind you, or if the product itself has deteriorated in any way, shape, or form. So like it's probably most prominent in like selling a house or some shit like that. But in terms of Paul George, I mean, dog, it doesn't really change where I stand.
But some news would have to break. Like if all of a sudden, if you wanted to sell your house on Monday, you had to close on Friday, but during the middle of the week, some news came out, then you could justify it. Paul George's price was the same, like his market value was the same on Monday as it was on Friday.
Or like if hypothetically someone else could bid on Paul George during the re-signing period. So like the Lakers could be like, yeah, we'll offer you 3 years, 151. Then I guess Paul George could go to the Clippers and be like, hey man.
But they already again, they already had that. The money, there was 4 for 212 out there for somebody.
Yep.
He could have been got that. And if we're talking about dysfunction, we talked about Blake Griffin for a little bit, and this is just the totality of the Clippers iteration from Steve Ballmer. I don't think we ever even gave a grade. People like to talk about how he was traded after he had that one magical re-signing. It was a year later, but at the re-signing, they rolled out this red carpet and retired a fake jersey for him in the stadium and said, we want you to be a Clipper for life. We want you to retire here. You know, a year went by. It didn't go so well. He came back. He had his little revenge game. Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook on the highlights.
Ballmer looking to shake hands and exchange pleasantries with Blake Griffin. Blake wanted no parts of it. He's thinking about the game. So here we go.
Blake for three. And it's through. Against Gallinari. Blake a little up and under. Hook and he hits it. Blake takes it the other way for a score. Blake triples. Now we'll see the two hardest playing guys around. Blake off the glass over Harold. He's a tiger.
Yeah.
So is Blake Griffin, just impossible to stop. Gallinari's back in on him. Blake sends it and scores it from behind the long line. Gallinari misses. Harold inside, and Blake blocked the dunk try.
He is absolutely putting on a show out here, folks.
Blake with the clock at 3, going to have to catch it. He does. It is down.
It's breaking up crazy. Blake had 44 points. That's right after doing that. Also, there's some conversations about how Steve Ballmer, caved into his peers in order to get that Paul George trade done. Just real quick, looking back on it now, because the era is over with. We've touched on it before, but just to reiterate, how would you guys grade the Steve Ballmer experience so far in LA? All things considered.
Oh, Ballmer, not just...
When did Steve Ballmer?
Yeah, give me a year.
18. So you got to remember this is post Donald Sterling. We got to give him some credit. He has given them a new face. Maybe it's a manufactured push in the NBA circles, and he's got them into a new stadium. So there is that. But from a player's perspective, from an on-court perspective, it doesn't seem to have gone too well.
Textbook B tier. I mean, if that isn't B, if not C tier, I don't know what is. It cannot be A. But he's made the Clippers relevant, which is a plus. You could argue, well, they already were via Lob City, supposedly so. But then I would just be very like 2018, 19. You would think most teams are down bad, and then they weren't. But anybody saying A tier, I'm sorry, dog. I understand, and I do even think it's possible that they could have had an A tier run despite not winning a championship. But man, the way that shit just consistently played out for them, it was just like it's at some point things got desperate for the Clippers to like capture what they thought was going to happen in 2020, let alone for that foreseeable future. I have to go with I'll probably be even lenient and say B tier, but you could damn well argue C. I just don't think there's no way you say A.
Mm-hmm. I would say at the most B plus. If someone wanted to, I can't even see A minus. I say at the most B plus. He's done a great job of, as they said, keeping them relevant. Not even making them relevant, because again, Lob City made them relevant. He kept them relevant by adding a bunch of LA guys. He kept them relevant by getting them a star player and keeping life and energy into the city. Hell, even when it was just the role player Clipper team that was overachieving, he was over on the sideline, fist pumping, sweaty as hell, getting everybody hype. I remember those clips. I hated it. I was like, what the hell? Like, this nigga's Mark Cuban without any of the bad shit. Like, he was one of the owners that was really likable, and they really needed it. Now, Omar did bring something up. After Donald Sterling situation, the league definitely could have pushed the button on him and made him look likable. But I mean, he breathed life into the side of the city. Everyone took as a joke. So I give him credit for that. Definitely made him a lot of money. Got them the hell out of our building. So I can't do nothing but respect him for that, because I was so sick of seeing our banners be covered up by pictures of niggas. That was crazy.
I don't know. He spent a lot of money though. I don't know about.
Oh yeah,
he spent a lot.
Oh, definitely. I mean, hey, you got to spend money to make money, man. Scare money don't make no money.
Say that. He
care about them boys, because he is spending money out the wazoo. And he's bought. I don't want to say he's brought people in, but he's definitely had his hand in the cookie jar of the operations going on with getting these star players. He's bringing in stars. He's bringing in guys. He's bringing in LA guys. He's trying to be competitive, and I can't be mad at anybody that you can actually see trying. Now, is it his fault everybody turns the glass when they get on the Clippers? No. It's not his fault they're cursed for sharing the same stadium as the Lakers. That's just the sad fate of being a Clipper fan, being a Clipper in that building. Now that you have your own stadium, maybe things will be different.
Yeah, I think if we're being results-based in this answer, you can even make a case of C, based off of like what the Clippers were supposed to be. But if we're talking about the process of the moves that they made during this era, I understand, like, when Paul George signed with the 76ers, everyone wanted to look back and clown the SGA, Paul George trade and all of that. But for what specifically they were trying to do at that time, you can't tell me after pushing the Golden State Warriors to 6 games the year prior, and everyone looking at them saying, yo, they're like 2 stars away. They trade for, at that time, arguably the best player in the world, because that was the conversations Kawhi was in. And then top 3 MVP DPOY Paul George, they were able to pull that off. That was a mistake. I think unfortunate events have happened since then. I think, the Clippers have just underperformed. Doc Rivers, if you want to put that on Steve Ballmer for hiring Doc Rivers as the coach, or whoever the front office manager is, be my guess. But I think at the end of the day, the era ultimately just fell because, again, Kawhi Leonard, not his fault, just got injured at the worst times. I think ultimately that's what it gets simplified to for me. So,
let's move on. We didn't do this segment last week. Damo. Hot take, buddy.
Hot take or hot ass? Not hot take or hot ass, just hot take of the week. I got my hot take. Matter of fact, Josh Okogie signs with the Phoenix Suns. Jesus, can we sign somebody? Sorry.
We didn't do nothing.
Listen, my hot take of the week is I am so sick of my quarterback being treated like Jason Tatum. Look, I understand. I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all and lie to y'all and act like a naive Dolphin fan that I got a top 3 quarterback under center. I know I don't. But ain't no way, and I mean no way, we are going into this next season and y'all goofy goobers don't got my guy at least 10. Muggs is putting Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott, which I don't care what nobody say. You can't put Dak or Brock Purdy above my guy, because the same arguments you use against him about, he needs all this talent. Do we not see what's around Brock Purdy? And we're going to say he got talent? That boy Dak has had the best O-line or top 5 God-given O-line his whole career, and we're going to act like he still ain't stinking up a couple times, and we're going to just shit on Tua? Bullshit. And I'm not over the Kirk Cousins thing. Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles, and everyone took him out of conversations. Kirk Cousins, who has never sniffed Aaron Rodgers' nutsack as a quarterback, tear his Achilles at 35, and magically that don't matter? What? That's crazy. That's my hot take. Stop treating my quarterback like Jason Tatum, because he's not that. Is he the best? No. He's better than Trevor Lawrence. He's better than Dak Prescott. He's better than Baker Mayfield. He's better than who are these goofies that they keep putting at the bottom 10?
I was just going to ask you some quarterbacks, man.
He's better than Jared Goff. He's better than him. I'm sorry. The only quarterback that is above him that I can give you is Matthew Stafford. That is the line. Matt Stafford, I would probably have 8, 7, 6 going into this season.
That's
like, no, bro.
The way you talking about it, though, it does sound like he's NFL Jason Tatum. Because he's the exact same points as how I defend JT. Hey, he not top 4. The only guy I can give you is SGA. But everyone else, JT is better. That sounds like NFL Jason Tatum to me. I don't know.
Hey, man.
Caleb Williams, man. Caleb Williams ain't even got on the center yet. That could be just
Vic already better.
I'm gonna keep this shit as simple as possible. We gonna see if we catch him in the act, fellas, or if he cap or not. Sorry for my non-NFL fans, but then again, this might not make the cut. Josh Allen, you taking Josh Tua?
I'll say Josh Allen's better. He's a better quarterback.
Okay.
I'll give you that.
All right, you've already said that you don't like A-Rod, but I'll just clarify. Aaron Rodgers,
give me my guy Tua.
Okay, so we still at 1. Lamar Jackson,
give you Lamar.
Okay, that's 2. Joe Burrow,
give you Joe.
All right, that's 3. CJ Stroud,
give you CJ.
Okay, you already said no to Trevor. I'm not gonna ask
nope.
you. Maybe you're super high on Anthony Richardson. I doubt it.
Hell,
Mahomes.
I'm high on him, but he's not better. Pat's the best quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
Retweet. Justin Herbert,
give you Herbert.
Okay, that's 6. Dak,
no.
Jalen Hurts,
I'll give you Jalen.
All right, that's 7.
This is Jalen by the way.
Jordan Love.
No. Oh, I just had the craziest argument about Jordan Love today. Hell no.
All right, they're gonna get you for that too.
They're gonna talk about his last 9 games, and I'm gonna say, but what about the whole season? I need a quarterback the whole year, not just 9 games. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
You have Matthew Stafford 8.
That's 8.
And I doubt you have Geno Smith. So you have 2 at 9. Okay.
Like I said,
I just wanted to
I got 2 of mine.
We'll fix that.
I got Tatum at 8. So
we'll fix that. We'll fix that. We'll fix that, Mike.
We got them levels going crazy. I didn't want to say it.
My bad. Did I peek? Did I peek yelling? My fault.
But it's cool.
Hell yeah.
Well, we got you. We got you.
It's cool, man. It's cool.
Sage.
So I've been like pushing this trope about what it takes to win in the modern era. Before I get off of all these kind of takes, my final edition. That was false. That was gay.
I don't know.
Nah, I guess hot take. In this generation of the NBA, you ain't gonna win if you don't go all in. Now that's pause. But you're seriously though, I think there is no team that will accidentally be good. I don't think there is a single team that will. Oh, we got the best of both worlds. I don't think there's a team that didn't hilarious. Like there won't be a team that doesn't hilariously triple down on, hey, this season, bitch, we win in the chip. I think that era is dead. If you're not doing that, you're not gonna win. I think the era of, okay, we're not ready yet, but we have X player, so we diff, that's dead. I think the idea of, hey, we'll just run it back because we won last season, I think that's dead. If you're not fully committed to winning this NBA season, you're not going to win.
Okay. Let me do mine, and then we'll finish with B Souls. I've been conflicted as to how I should approach this, because I did have a problem with it when it did happen, but I don't know if I have a problem with it unless it's just like crazy blatant. Throwing a game, stat padding or being intentional to break and or continue a record or a streak makes the streak fraudulent.
That's interesting.
Sorry to hear that. For a lot of people, don't know if I know you guys may not know, but it's just a general sports conversation. But Angel Reese the other day, they played the Atlanta Dream. I don't know what happened because I was watching something else. She had the rebounds, but she didn't have the points, and it was going into the last minutes of the quarter, a fourth quarter, 1 minute and some change left. She had like 7. Atlanta left her open to streak down the middle off some BS. She got a layup at 9. And then off like a jump ball, miss jump shot, rebound, something. They got to the other end of the court. Angel Reese, who looked clearly hobbled, sprints down the court, runs down the court, gets in post-up position. Whole arena is screaming for the guard to throw her the ball. They throw her the ball, but she is getting defended. The older veteran player on the Atlanta Dream, I mean, the game is over. It's like a 10-point game. Intentionally fouls her so she can at least have a chance to go to the line and have a chance to get 10 points to extend the streak. I'm especially pissed off because it was the Atlanta Dream. But yeah, nah, I don't think I can rock with that. That shit's whack.
That sounds like D-Book's 70-point game, man.
I was just about to say that, and I also was about to bring up now earlier this WNBA season when they was alluding to, hey man, let Caitlin get off a little bit so y'all can get more private jets. Or y'all gonna disrespect the integrity of our game and then we gonna just let her get off. But y'all gonna let Angel Reese get off? Okay. I see what we're doing. I see what we're doing. When it's Caitlin,
I like that play.
When it's Caitlin Clark, oh, let's not diminish the integrity of our game by allowing people to do whatever. Oh, y'all gonna disrespect us by thinking we're just gonna let her get her stuff off, but y'all let Angel Reese do it?
I do think levels of the
noticer
degree, to a lesser degree, the D-Book levels, I think those are pretty nasty. But I'll say this, this is just a question not even a take. Isn't like 90% of records at some point very intentional? Like at some point, you know what you're doing. Like if someone in this league right now scored 77 points, at some point, hold on, bruh, I need the ball. So if that counts, then I have to disagree. But if we're talking about literal 77 points, minute left, you're up 30. Hey, go ahead, put Luka back in. He needs to get 82. I agree with you there.
And that's what I'm saying. That happened in this season. 77, Luka scored. They took him out, but also the contrast happened. I think there might have been a closer game, but I remember when Cat lost the Timberwolves the game
against the Hornets,
by just jacking them up. I think I'm almost certain we watched it.
Bro, that was the night I think D-Book he dropped 50 against the Pacers. Luka dropped, like, I swear to God, I thought there was going to be 3 players that dropped 70 the same night, bro.
And that was around the time where they were like, yo, this is getting out of pocket. But yeah. We were watching that happen. I was just on the timeline because I was trying to see one of my tweets to gather a hot take of the week. I didn't even realize they played today. Some of the Angel Reese truthers even got on the timeline they played today. They were like, yeah, some of these lineups, I ain't gonna lie, the record is cool, but y'all throwing these games. And I didn't watch. That may have little, credence or whatever the case may be. But once we get into that realm, it's kind of like,
Hey, if they want to keep on essentially giving her the streak, like with Dom, I honestly don't have a problem with it. My problem with it is just people putting too much stock in the record in terms of the Rookie of the Year race.
I agree.
Now we're talking about valuing 11-point and 13 rebound games over, what was the game, Caitlin? Like 29, 13, 6 with 5 blocks and 3 steals. Like, just because Angel Reese got another double-double now, it's still close. Hold on now. That streak continues. I'm just like, all right.
Harden fans, where you at?
Today she got 10 for 10 and put up 17 shots. People are talking about, people 5 for 17. People are talking about, some of those shots may have been able to be better distributed or just the lineups or whatever. But again,
why is she getting 17 shots?
How many offensive rebounds did she get?
I'm on
8 apparently.
I think the
record is just a little mix.
I think there's validity to all of these things, but like, at what point, if let's say in the game and they were, what is that? That's like a 20-point difference. I don't know what it was, but let's say they're down 30 or 40. You got Angel Reese in trying to get 10 and 10. Are we doing that?
Yeah, that's ass. But if it's like, obviously, if it's a close game, or even if it's a relatively competitive game, and Luka got 77, I don't think it's Mickey if, hey, this play, we originally would go to Kyrie here, but That nigga got 77. Like, let's see if he
I
does.
just-
I think that's fine. But when you're up 30,
But again, just like how Omar was talking about how that game ended, damn minutes, it was the final seconds of the game. It was like 5, 4, 3, and they fouling her to give her a shot. That's where it gets unnecessarily crazy. Like, I don't even, like, me personally, I don't even think it's crazy for the teams to go out their way so their player can achieve this. If they want to put a lineup in there that forces her to get rebounds, that's their player. They have the right to do that. When the other team is starting to get in on it to allow this to happen, where's the, again, when it was Caitlin Clark, it was about integrity. But with Angel Reese, we can let it slide. That's what I'm saying is crazy. I don't even think it's, listen, if Luka got 77 and he going for 81, bro, the Mavericks can allow Luka to shoot them out the game.
Oh, yeah, get your ass in the game.
Hey, it could be the last 3 minutes, they're up 20. If Luka want 81 and we want Luka to get 81, keep him in the game to get the 81. I'm okay with that. The moment the Boston Celtics fouls Luka with 10 seconds left so he can shoot free throws to get 81,
he's at
what are we doing?
Game.
Yeah, he's at 79. Let me intentionally foul. Hey, man. Hey, get him like this, young blood. Get the hell out. Man, what? Sam Hauser intentionally fouls to send Luka to the line.
He misses one, but nobody gets the board.
Hey, everybody boxing out. Wait. They pulling Steven Adams 2017. Get it.
No,
Get the ball.
when you shoot it you shoot a piece of paper in a trash can. 3, 2, 1.
Oh shit! I missed
it. And he gets fouled.
The ball goes out of bounds and they have an extra 3 seconds added because of technical difficulties. Like, all right.
I swear to God, that used to be how it was, bro.
Apparently, not apparently. I just looked at it. 6.4 seconds left on the game clock is when she got fouled. But B Souls.
All right. Well, my original hot take was the SGA Paul George take I had earlier, but I don't necessarily know if it's been like it probably isn't, but I just, when the Celtics won the championship, I saw a lot of people talking about the Bucks and how they made a mistake letting go of Drew because that allowed for the Boston Celtics to steal Drew Holiday. That got to be one of the worst takes I've ever heard, bro. Just because if you are holding on to an asset just so another team doesn't get better, that is L front office managing of a team. Like, you make moves to make your own team better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't hold on to players just so this other team can't get it. Like, if you truly feel as if Dame is gonna make you better, you make that move. You don't hold on to Drew Holiday just because the Celtics are gonna get Drew.
Nice try.
Now Dame not making them better is the argument, but
nice try.
Nice try. And then I'm sorry, I did look to the right. I seen Dumbo face. I'm sorry.
Nice try. Lakers aren't getting Trae Young, buddy.
I'm about to say, as a Laker fan, listen, Souls, as a basketball fan, I agree with you. Terrible business practice. Listen, worry about your team, making your team better. Do what moves make your team better. As a Laker fan, that's some bullshit. Niggas done held niggas hostage from us. Niggas done asked us for a whole starting lineup and every pick for the next 5 years just to trade that nigga for a box of Skittles and a second round pick to the Detroit Pistons. I hate that shit. The Laker tax is crazy. So although I agree that's how teams should be, bullshit. As a Laker fan, I've seen the opposite end of it. It's crazy.
If there's one ignorant saying in Lakers fandom that I might ultimately have to agree with, Lakers tax is starting to look real. But to answer or to respond to your hot take, Souls, oh no, you're 100% correct from a basketball lens. Case in point, Zion Williamson. If the Pelicans were sitting here telling us, well, I don't want to trade Zion because Zion's really good at basketball, but he ain't gonna be good with you. So back him the fuck up. Like these kind of things, you need to be focused on how your team could ultimately win a championship one day and or immediately. So the idea of, hey, we're gonna keep Drew because while he's actually harming our team, you could argue he would be great in Boston. Yeah, that's stupid.
Oh, the example I think I wanted to bring up, I was just blanking on it, was actually I think Paul George with the Clippers, because Paul George came out saying like the Warriors wanted Paul George. It just had to be through a sign and trade, but the Clippers didn't want Paul George specifically to go to the Warriors. So they didn't trade him to the Warriors and just said, "Fuck it, you can walk."
I mean,
that's dumb.
I'll say this. There should be no reason the Clippers are looking at the Hornets like, oh, it make them niggas better. Fuck them. Now, a division rival. Hey man,
that's law.
That's different. The Clippers are, and maybe even if you don't want to see it as their rivals anymore, them niggas do got history, recent history in terms of the mid 2010s, Lob City Clippers versus the early baby Warriors. I'm not gonna lie, if I'm the Lakers, I'll send a nigga anywhere. We better not give him to the Clippers. Hell nah. I will rather let that nigga walk than give him to the Clippers and make them better. Are we serious? I agree. It shouldn't be every team, but if there is a team that you beat, there's no reason why the Pacers should be trying to make the Bucks better. Fuck them.
Yeah,
fuck Giannis ball. Still.
Actually, let me go ahead and somewhat backtrack my take because I know it's a different sport entirely. Hell, in football, you play your division rival twice, but I must concede it's not as bad as I initially thought because I know damn well as a Steelers fan, and I'm in the DMV. I know damn well Ravens fans. Yo, we do business together. You better have scammed somebody. So somebody have better have gotten the fuck scammed. Now, when we're talking about Drew Holiday specifically. Again, I don't think you should harm yourself at the cost of hoeing said rival. I don't think you should do that. But in terms of if the Clippers and the Warriors had a good trade, for example, and the Clippers and Philly hypothetically had a good trade, for example, and the Philly trade just a bit worse, fuck the Warriors. Like type shit. That's basically what I'm saying. If it was actual beef. But again, I think the Paul George situation is different.
Holding your team back in any scenario is dumb to me. But
hey, man,
I feel you. You gotta take 2 steps back to go 2 steps forward. Speaking of taking 2 steps back, I think that some of the young guys are not done with the 90s. Cooper Flag had a great training camp for the American team. USA camp. They showed some highlights and stuff like that. Highlights are my favorite thing. Nobody ever misses. Nobody ever looks bad. But they pulled him to the side and they asked him some questions. And one of those questions got him into a lot of trouble.
Michael Jordan, he's the GOAT.
Best WNBA player of all time.
Super.
Best basketball team of all time.
85-86 Celtics.
Best defender of all time.
Kawhi Leonard.
Best coach of all time.
Greg Popovich.
Best Jordan basketball sneaker of all time.
Jordan 4 is the Pine Grace.
What's your pregame hype song?
Fanita.
What's your name and where you going to school?
Cooper Flag, and I go to MAAAD Academy or Duke.
Let's play it one more time just to make sure we get.
Best NBA player of all time.
Michael Jordan, he's the GOAT.
Best WNBA player of all time.
Super.
Best basketball team of all time.
85-86 Celtics.
Best defender of all time.
Kawhi Leonard.
Best coach of all time.
Greg Popovich.
Best Jordan basketball sneaker of all time.
Jordan 4 is the Pine Grace.
What's your pregame hype song?
Fanita.
This is interesting.
He really from Maine. That's really what that
I have
to
a
me.
take, but I'm gonna let you finish. But
well, really, a lot of people were up in arms. They called out the indoctrination again. Why is this kid saying that the best team of all time is 85-86 Celtics, and why is he saying the GOAT of basketball is Michael Jeffrey Jordan, especially when some of the other younger kids
wearing black and red at the draft, right? Jordan wore black and red as a member of the Bulls. Here's my question, unrelated to that. You're young. Older people, young people often have this LeBron and Michael conversation. I'm not going to ask you who's the greatest because that's old. But because you've been in Michael's presence and because you grew up liking LeBron, as a young person, do you feel like that conversation is just overdone?
No, because I actually don't think LeBron is, the GOAT of basketball. I think my GOAT of basketball is Paul George. And, I always grew up watching him, so it's never just LeBron.
That's it.
Okay.
True or false? He said bet.
Also, some of the younger generation, they have different answers. Like this
is on the steroids. You're talking about skills. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about best player.
Kobe has 5 rings. What's your argument?
All around.
And I'm saying,
No,
oh,
this is
no,
one of the worst takes.
bro, it's LeBron.
Okay.
No. If we're talking about skill, KD's fourth. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Skill alone, KD's fourth. KD is 7 feet and can do everything Steph Curry can do. Come on, man. There's nothing you can't. Come on, boy. Competitive nature, championship. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
Okay.
These kids got MJ as their GOAT. A lot of people were cooking Cooper Flag on my TL.
I'm surprised he didn't say Larry Bird. I ain't gonna lie.
I think that's a weird thing to do, to cook Cooper Flag for that. One, because he clearly is just being, in his opinion, objective about the sport, because he then goes on to say the best coach is Greg Popovich, a coach from, I would say, more modernish era. And if that doesn't work, saying Kawhi Leonard's the greatest defender of all time is definitely a modern answer. So he's already 2 of 4 there. On top of that, I think it's ultra lord weird that you have this "we done with the 90s" movement, a movement centered around of nah, nigga. We the generation that can watch film, and you lied to us. Now, what if someone watched the film and said, nah, nigga, actually, you niggas is lying, and this nigga Michael Jordan's a dog? So, like, it's almost like we're mad that he did what you guys want everyone to do, which is watch 90s basketball, but because he didn't reach the conclusion that it's overrated, you got upset. Now, if you're challenging the just sheer fact that, hey, there's no way he saw these teams, there's no way he's done his homework, there's no way he's watched Michael Jordan, I mean, dick move. But I guess I don't know what to tell you, but I'm sorry that he doesn't have this, in my opinion, brain dead but inspirational take that, like, Paul George is the GOAT, or that LaMelo Ball's the GOAT, or some shit like that. Like, I apologies that he doesn't just have a my Nindo, my hero ass take, and he just spoke objectively about the sport. It's kind of weird.
I don't even think he spoke objectively. Again, like I said earlier, this just showed me how much he really is from Maine. He said in another clip the reason why he thinks the 86 Celtics, I believe, is his best team of all time is because he was raised by his dad, who watched, like, really big Celtics fan. So just think about it. White kid from Maine that comes from a Celtics household. Why the fuck would he think LeBron's the GOAT? That makes no sense.
And the piggyback off what Souls is saying, I mean, it's disingenuous for anybody to have this take if you don't know anything about Cooper Flag's basketball opinions or mine. If you've never heard him talk about basketball, well, how the hell do you know he's just faking? Because if you sit the kid down and the nigga is a basketball history book, which, again, I know that's uncommon, but nigga, we know Eli. Like, what the fuck? Like, we know young niggas who genuinely love basketball. So it might be uncommon, but it's not impossible. It's not unheard of. There are young people that do their homework. And I would just feel, if you had that opinion that, oh man, Jordan, the 86 Celtics, really? Go back and see if you can find any interviews or any conversations of him talking about basketball and fact check him. Because if in those same conversations, he's telling, like Soul said, he's explaining why he thinks the 85-86 Celtics is the greatest team, because he was raised in a household of a Celtic fan
that do not like LeBron.
Like, it makes sense. I grew up in a household of a Laker fan. I grew up with that. Like, and now guess what? I'm a Laker fan. And I grew up watching the Lakers. My grandfather would tell me about the old school Lakers and Knicks. My uncle would tell me about the 90s Knicks and the 90s Lakers. My dad would tell me about the 2000s Lakers. My stepdad told me about the 2000s. Like, he forced me to sit down and watch 2000s Lakers basketball. Like, when I get older, like when I was a younger guy, when I was a young kid, and I'm telling niggas why Kobe's my GOAT, half of it is because I sat down and was forced to watch Kobe play anytime he was on TV. That's what I was raised to do. So it's disingenuous.
I think the difference is, though, what you watched is definitely closer. And I mean, Damo, you're an older guy, right? Like, you're like, what are you?
You old niggas.
I'm younger than you. You're a year younger than you. A year younger than you.
24?
Yeah, we can go with that.
Okay. The producers are telling me, what's that? The producers are telling me it's much older, but I think the problem is that people have, like, with this, is that with what you saw was kind of fitting your timeline. Like when Kobe was winning his first couple of rings. I mean, not saying you were totally cognizant you was watching all 82 games like you're watching now, but you kind of understood and you were watching it and it was your version of basketball. And then when he won his rings in 9 and 10, like you definitely understood what was going on. You understood, you were coming up, you were relating to that age of basketball. For Flag playing the style of play that he plays today and then is sitting down with his pop. Come here, son. Put that ball down. We're going to watch this. Look at that solid 2-hand chest pass from Bird to McHale. Look at that. Look at how spaced out they are. Best spacing in the league at the time. I think that it just looks
probably what they did.
I'm about to say that sounds like a nigga with a dad. Like I don't. Surprise! As a nigga with. Oh, go ahead.
We're saying that he has eyes. It's hard for people to believe. Like, yo, it's crazy that he is doing something so different, having these abilities, all this stuff like that. Skill level, basketball looks so different, and he is a part of that. And he goes back and says that this totally different era of basketball that looks different is what I can relate to.
People hate on the current generation.
I mean, and again, I will say this. On one hand, I will give you that. There are probably teenagers that when their parents are trying to put them on the old school shit, in one year, out the other, because they only care about their shit. But on the other hand, because I was that guy, that kid back then, when my elders, my older cousins, my dad sat down with me to watch ball, I soaked in the information. I enjoyed it because I enjoyed that time with my father. That's crazy. I enjoyed that time with my father, and I use that as learning lessons. I love basketball, and he's telling me about the game from back then that I was not there for. So I only have it from his standpoint, my grandpa's standpoint, and I took it serious. To think that Cooper Flag couldn't have been a guy that plays modern basketball, but when he gets home, him and his dad bonding over eating dinner, watching old Celtics games, is something he genuinely took serious and grew up with that standpoint. I don't think that's far-fetched at all. I do think a lot of the people that are upset with it, sorry, man, you was raised in a single mother household and your mom didn't care about basketball.
Oh, what the hell?
Tell you. That's what I'm gonna go with. It sounds like that's what it sounds like. It sounds like niggas can't relate. That I relate to that. Like when someone said that, I was like, okay, that makes perfect sense. Actually, that genuinely makes a lot of sense. I can relate to that. Damn. A lot of niggas can't relate, and that's tough.
Dear mama, I
don't know. I guess.
I mean, to your point, I mean, if you want to make the case that he was indoctrinated into the belief that Michael Jordan is the GOAT, it still aligns with everything that we said. Yeah, it does sound like he was indoctrinated. I'm just saying, I don't have a problem with it because that's just
because he has a dad.
No.
I also think it's crazy that this combo gone, bro. What if he just watched the shit and said, "Yo, Michael Jordan's the fucking GOAT"? Whoop-de-doo. Well, what if he watched the shit and say, "Hey, I don't want to tell you, them boys in '85, I think they're the best." What?
I think the reason why is because we also have the take of, I think collectively, of like Hoopers don't watch ball and have the conversations that we have. So majority of their answers, even if it is Michael Jordan or LeBron, is gonna come from like an extremely casual lens. That's why Brandon Miller said Paul George is the GOAT. So,
but you know what's funny? But then somebody like JJ Redick will sit down and have ball conversations like Swiper. So I mean, it's pick and choose which ones you want to talk about. Now, if you want to say, I mean, it is just JJ Redick, I guess. But there are basketball players who genuinely can sit down, talk advanced analytics, talk advanced stats, can have the conversations like the basketball fans. Richard Jefferson is another one that can sit down and have these conversations like the typical basketball fan. And then there's Brandon Miller's and Kevin Durant. Hey, man, he a hooper. Is he a hooper or is he not a hooper? He a hooper. It goes both ways.
Cooper Flag, you saying all that right now, gang? One more year. He's going to be playing Bron. Let's see the GOAT then.
Never mind. He takes answer in 2027. Yeah, it's LeBron.
Yeah. Last thing, because we didn't talk about this before, when we were talking about the Olympic team. They played Canada yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that did happen.
I forgot it happened for another reason.
Oh, God. I'm about to say.
So much going on during that game.
I was saying, was it bad? Like, did they?
I don't know.
I got you. I got 3 letters for you about that game. I was
doing a watch party with something else, man.
Yeah, facts. So much was going on during that time. Who could watch basketball? But no, I got 3 letters for you that I got about that game. ICE. I'm calling ICE. We need to deport Joel Embiid. I've been waiting for this.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Deport
what
him.
the hell?
He needs to be deported. He's not. I've been on this whole tirade this whole
Take
week.
his citizenship.
Embiid, he shouldn't have citizenship. Embiid shouldn't be on the team. I've been said that. When I seen the roster with him on it, I said this is disgusting. Outside of the fact that he falls in the same category as Kawhi Leonard, which is why is this hurt ass nigga on the team right now? Because you were just injured playing playoff basketball. Why are the Sixers allowing this to happen? I also have the fact that this nigga stinks. Not only is he out here playing unethically against the USA team, USA select team, you out here got Cooper Flag and Jalen Duren, you're foul baiting them. You double down by being stinky on the court. Who fouls out of a USA-Canada game? What? This guy stinks. Get him out of here. Somebody direct me to the first line of getting the number for ICE. Get him out of here. Send his ass back to Cameroon to play for them, because that's where you should be.
I'm not gonna play.
Top 3 to you no more, man.
He's not top 3. He's top 5. I got. I'm gonna keep saying it. Jokic, Luka, Shea, Giannis, aka Greek Injuries. Then we got Embiid.
Tatum.
Tatum 6. Tatum 6. Tatum 6.
Way to farm that clip. Embiid, listen. I did get you to respond to a DM yesterday. Just don't even worry about. Not worry about.
What?
He responded to my DM.
Joel?
Embiid.
It's fucking lying. Oh my god.
Let's cook now. Now, with that being said, because we were occupied with something else and we don't have too much to say about the game, we can talk about the rosters. Let's blindly rank every single United States Olympic basketball team.
Oh no.
All right.
I gotta look. Fuck that, because I do not remember.
Yeah, matter of fact, I gotta look down.
I'll tell the team because we got it's an audio experience. All right, there are 9 total teams. Nine spots is in total, so we're doing 1 through 9. First team up is 2004. I think this was Greek and terrorism, if I'm not mistaken. That team consisted of Allen Iverson, Tim Duncan, Stephon Marbury, Sean Marion, Lamar Odom, Carlos Boozer, Dwayne Wade, Richard Jefferson, young LeBron James, Mari Stoudemire, young Carmelo Anthony, and Emeka Okafor, and young Dwayne Wade.
5.
Yeah, at the bottom of the list. They lost.
What's the earliest?
Wait, there's 9. There's 9 teams. There's 9 teams, gang.
Oh, they're 9. So
Okay,
they're
I'm
9.
about to say. Okay.
Yeah, 9. Fuck it. I'm confident.
9
teams.
For a little bit of context, since everybody said 9, if I'm not mistaken, this was Greece. This is where a lot of people felt like they were unsafe going over there. People were dealing with injuries. You're going to notice there's no Shaq. Kobe was dealing with either the hand or Colorado. There's no Vince Carter. There's no T-Mac. It's just missing a lot of people on this team. But, yeah, keep it going. 1992, the Dream Team. Shouldn't have to go over this one. Most notable name, because they had a random white guy out there last night, Christian Laettner. Shouts out to random white guys that somehow get on the Olympic squad. Do I need to go through the Dream Team?
Wait, where's Isaiah Thomas?
For the audio experience, man.
For the audio experience. MJ squared.
Boredom.
Michael Magic, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Scottie Pippen, Chris Mullin, and random white guy number 5, Christian Laettner.
Shit. This team plays well together.
Impact-wise, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, impact-wise 1, but in terms of like actual talent, probably 3. 3.
I got him. I like this year's team.
Hey,
I got him 2. I
went second, so now y'all gonna think I stole it. I'm gonna go 2 though.
I think I gotta go 2. They're definitely top 3. I think I gotta go 2 though, because I know who my 1 is. All right, keep going. 2012. This is featuring Christopher Paulson, Carmelo Anthony, Blake Griffin, Russell Westbrook, Darren Williams, Tyson Chandler, Kevin Love, James Harden, Andre Iguodala, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James. No name for this team, but
2012 Kobe so underrated for me. So I think they got a couple world beaters, but they do also have a couple of cool players. Defense probably is like the part of this team. So I put them at like, you said we get 9?
Yeah.
Like 5.
I got this team 3.
This might be my 2, and I may have made a mistake putting 92 at 3.
I believe this is 4 for me. 4 for me, maybe even 5.
I just don't remember all the other USA teams.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's some
fine.
crazy shit.
4 for me. Damn, I should have written mine down. All right, let's keep going. 2000. This is capped off with the I ain't gonna lie. This is capped off with the monstrous dunk. This is when Vince Carter dunked over that 7'9" guy. Wemby before Wemby was Wemby. Vince Carter, Kevin Garnett, Jason Kidd, Alonzo Mourning, Ray Allen, Gary Payton, Vin Baker, Allen Houston, Antonio McDyess, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Tim Hardaway, and Steve Smith.
This is 9. That's 8.
8.
Yeah, easy 8.
Yeah, go 8.
Stinky Minky team. We should probably say the best player on these teams, but that was stinky. I thought we did 2004. We did 2004.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Cruz. This year's iteration of the team, 2024. Bron, Devin Booker, Kawhi Leonard / Derek White, Joel Embiid, Tyrese, Anthony Edwards, Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis. I like this team a lot less reading it out loud.
Damn.
I just do.
Mind you, Kawhi ain't on the team, man. It's Derek White. So
Yeah. My first reaction was to put this team 1, but now that I think about it, I know who I want to put number 1. So this team, sadly, has to be number 4.
y'all think it's better than 92?
No.
Dream team, no. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm debating 4 or 3 right now. I'm gonna go ahead and say 4. I'm gonna say 4.
This has to be my 5. I think the way that I shook it out, Dream Team at 2. This can be my 3. This could be my 3. This could be my 3.
So if the best guys on this team are younger, I would definitely have them stomping the Dream Team. So if
you're taxing them because they're older.
Yeah, if LeBron was younger, if Steph was younger, if KD was younger, 100% better. But these niggas are on there. This is their last stop in the Olympics.
Yeah,
Magic and Bird were on the other side of their career though,
and that's fine. Those weren't the best players on that Dream Team, buddy. The best players were in their prime.
True.
Okay, go ahead. Next team. 2008. This is a crazy graphic with the Kobe Bryant grade out. Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Chris Bosh, Chris Paul, Darren Williams, Tayshaun Prince, Carlos Boozer, Michael Redd, Jason Kidd.
One.
Numero UNO.
Numero. Does not read well out loud.
Yes, it does. What?
Does.
All of them are in their prime.
It
What?
was a drop off after Chris Paul. I get you, but
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I need to start reading them in reverse. That's exactly what I was about to say. I need to just go.
Nah, that wouldn't have changed shit, man. You're not giving me a prime Kobe, LeBron, Wade, Melo, Dwight,
Bosh, and
That's
Chris
a
Paul.
7-man rotation of hell. I'm
This is
cool.
my 1. Let me be clear. This is definitely my 1. It's just when we got to Michael Redd, I was.
I forgot Michael Redd.
Oh, second to last. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm cool.
When we got to Carlos Boozer.
Okay, that was
Tayshaun Prince.
Oh, you might as well just go ahead and say Darren Williams at this point. You niggas were off after Chris Paul. Just say it. Just say it.
I think Darren Williams got a little service.
I do too, but again, I think Tayshaun Prince got a little something too. But no sketch. Oh, no sketch.
I said serviceable. Yeah, I said serviceable. You said something.
Little
I didn't say
something.
that.
Freak ass.
All right. Yeah.
What I got left? 3 and
The deep 3.
So this is where this is the deep cuts. Oh God. 2016. I already got 9, 8. Okay, this will be my 7. Carmelo Anthony, Harrison Barnes, Jimmy Butler, DeMarcus Cousins, DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Durant, Paul George, Draymond Green, Kyrie Irving, DeAndre Jordan, Kyle Lowry, and Klay Thompson in 2016.
6. I got this 6. No, actually 5. I put them 5.
I just remember this team being on was it 2K16 or 2K17?
remember them being all over Snapchat, especially Draymond.
This team is fun. It's a side. It's probably like one of the fun teams to watch hoop, but I'm gonna have to put them at 6. I only have 7. I only have 6 and 3 left.
Yeah, I'm a little bit with Sage, and I think I did this wrong. They got to be my 7.
Did Curry just not want to play or something?
Probably.
He was getting Aisha pregnant. No joke. He was getting Aisha pregnant.
Damn.
Remember after every title type shit?
He lost that year.
Hey, it was a revenge baby.
A revenge baby is crazy.
He already started at game 5 and he just couldn't stop.
Just every finals appearance.
Yeah.
Couldn't stop, bro.
All right, next one.
Ooh.
Yeah, it gets worse. That's why I put them 5 because I knew it got worse.
If I just had took the chance on 6 and put them 7, this would be my 7. Fuck, I saw.
Okay, 2020, man. Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, Chris Middleton, Jeremy Grant, Jason Tatum, Kevin Love, Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo, Draymond Green, and Devin Booker.
Yeah, this would be realistically, if I could re-rank anything, this would be like 8 or 9. But I would definitely be fine with saying 7. Unfortunately, I have to say 6.
I think there's only one spot left, right?
No, I think that there's.
I have one now.
I already lost track.
I got 2.
Is this not better than 2016 though?
No, not to me. I'm about to say I got them 7. I got this team 7. No, this is not better than 2016.
At least 2016 can get a bucket.
Go back to 2016 real quick.
This team can't.
Not like the other one.
Like what's the difference? Kyrie, Paul George,
DeMarcus Cousins,
Klay Thompson in 2016. Melo is still okay. Yeah, this team definitely is better.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Bezos with them. Okay, go back.
Can you go back to 2020?
This is my 6 for me.
Who's the big man? I think the big man is Bam.
Kevin Love. I'm about to say who's that? Bam.
Bam.
Oh, yeah.
2020 Bam ain't bad though.
Okay. Next one. Next team. Oh, there's
Jeremy Grant is like minus 2,000.
Oh, there's no more.
Oh, Cruz messed up. But there is one.
There should be one more.
There is a team. No, it's after 92. The 96.
I was say 96 team.
1991.
That team might be okay.
Olympic basketball team. This is I have another top spot, so I know that this is my other top spot, even though, Charles Barkley, Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill, Karl Malone, Reggie Miller, Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaquille O'Neal, Gary Payton, Scottie Pippen, Mitch Richmond, David Robinson, and John Stockton.
And the only ones past their only ones past their prime for the most part is John Stockton and Charles Barkley at 34, 33, Malone's 33, and Hakeem's 33 as well. Everybody else is quite literally in their prime. Yeah, hell yeah, 3.
That's tough as fuck.
Damn, I got them 6. Crazy.
Yeah.
I know that's my Sage. Good job.
No, that's my 3. My one mistake was literally the 7-6 thing that I thought too long about. Otherwise, I damn near think I got it.
Outside of the first one. The next good team I heard, 1. Next bad team, 8. That's fucked up everything. I got cooked, Chad. I got cooked.
We can't blind rank no more. I need to put a board together. I need to write these down.
Blind ranking is fun. That way, if we say something stupid, we're
fine. Keep track of it.
Keep
track of the blind.
So we know what we're ranking.
I had 2 finals.
Double blind ranking. That was a double blind ranking, Chad. That was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I don't even know the original roster, so I didn't even have like a
frame of reference.
Yeah, like I was like, shit, it might be 3rd.
Did I put somebody too?
That's why I just went. I know I left one top spot open. I don't remember where it was. It might have been 3.
I didn't. I forgot about
that. Agree with my list. If I had just put 7 there, I would argue that that's.
I forgot completely about the 96 team when I was thinking about this. I forgot the things we were doing. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, bet. I know I'm gonna put the 08 team 1. I'm debating Dream Team and 2012 team, and because these dudes are older this year, because this year again they were in their primes, easy one. But These dudes are older. I know they're 4. They're going to crack the top 5. I had it in my head. I just didn't think 96. If I thought 96, I don't from 24 down. Everybody went down 1.
Why are they not talked about though? Do y'all know? Is there a specific reason?
Niggas forget about it because we done with the 90s.
Because it's one. It's right after Dream Team, and they also call themselves Dream Team 2.
Yeah.
So that could kind of muddy the waters or whatever the case may be. But they were. I mean, hey, even they claim they could beat Dream Team 1 because I think that is a pretty good. That's a pretty decent team. It's just right after Dream Team. It kind of just, you know.
Just like how the 2012 team gets forgotten about because everybody thinks about the Redeem team.
Yeah. So yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, that was another great episode of the Let's Keep It a Buck podcast. We appreciate you guys for coming out. Without further ado, be sos. Say goodbye to the good people.
Peace out, y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming through. We will be back Monday, man. Not much to say.
All right.
Enjoy the weekend.
Damo, say goodbye to the good people.
All right, Chaz, being my favorite midnight snack, and we will be back. Shit, the pod's back on Monday. I'll be back in an hour. I got to put a little bit of food in my tummy, and we're streaming. So pull up on Twitch at OnlyDamo97. Ox Battle, high school mixtapes. This shit's about to be fire.
You didn't even say who the guest was.
Ain't that a video battle?
I'm announcing the guest on stream.
Predictions.
Yeah.
Is Dub?
It's not Dub. Almost. But no.
Mars?
No.
Four more left. Say
Banks.
Four more left? Bro, what the fuck y'all keep talking about 4 more left, bro?
4 more left.
Say
good people.
Bruh. I ain't got no goodbye people, but this is not my last goodbye on this fucking podcast. I heard niggas saying that I'm about to get cooked. Bruh. Not like this, bruh. For just mysteriously say the fucking number and then just cook me just cause vibes. That's what it is. We friends, but now my firing is just 4. Okay.
4 more left.
One more guy.
All right, well, I'm gonna enjoy this month. Trust and believe that. But speaking of enjoying the month, man, you could also enjoy the TSO run. We are on a crazy tear, not like the December in terms of sub counts, but in terms of the viewers, man, we are getting stronger and stronger every single day. I think we had 400 today. However, not tonight, Nick. I'm going to sleep. I felt sleep deprived. Case in point, right there. If I was looking a little woozy in the camera, bro, I was up since 4 a.m. Sorry. Take care. Stay blessed. I will see you all a different day.
What did you peak at in subs in December?
Ooh.
Over under 4?
5,000, 7,000.
Over 4.
That December run was crazy.
Yeah, over 4. You know he's not gonna say so. We might as well.
That December run was crazy.
Damn.
He's a bush beater. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.